Well, this shall be fun. Let's get started. It has been around 7 to 10 years of me wanting to start a YouTube channel, and today is the day that I do that. Why has another 41-year-old decided to start a YouTube channel? Well, it has definitely been something on my mind that I have been wanting to do for a long time. And everybody that I have ever spoken to has said, you need to be starting a book, you need to be telling people this. And I have been doing it over the last few years, slowly dripping it out with my podcast and on Instagram. And I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel. So I have put together everything and I am just going unperfectly, starting a YouTube channel, talking about all the things that interest me and that I'm sure will interest someone else. So hopefully that is you. I am a 41-year-old from Australia. I am in the beauty industry. I started my beauty journey back when I was 19 and I bought a business. I was able to transform that business from a one-woman show to a team of staff, creating a passive income for myself. Passive income because there's no real such thing as passive income. I was able to free myself up from doing clients and transfer myself into being the beauty CEO of that business, learning all about marketing, team building, everything while on the job. And that was an experience, that is for sure. But I really started to dive into the business side of things and loved the idea of being able to build myself a business while staying home and having the children. So I have got 3 children, 2 daughters and a son, and I recently started working for myself again. I built this little studio that I'm filming in today. The goal was that I would build this studio, I would be able to film videos, post on YouTube, do my mentoring calls over on one side, and then I decided, wouldn't it be a great idea to also put a nail table in and start a business from scratch and document that process. And here we are a year later. I got so booked out that I did not document it in detail as I thought I would, because I'm busy doing motherhood, doing the business, all of the things, that did take a backseat. But here we are, a year later, I have cut back, I have dedicated myself now to being able to document the process, talk about it here on YouTube, along with every other topic that is interesting to me. I love business, I am dyslexic, I am ADHD now diagnosed, and I did all of this with the help of my husband whilst figuring it all out. And my whole plan with this YouTube channel is to pull back the curtain and really talk about what happens behind the scenes when you're building a business, especially when you have no experience with marketing, no degrees, no money to fall back on. I built everything from scratch. I built everything firsthand, figuring it out. We didn't have really the social media back when I first started. I was able to build that business on common sense, on just giving it a go, asking questions, trying things and making mistakes and then learning from them as well. I also focused on watching what other people did outside of my industry, and then I was able to transfer that into my business. So the whole time my goal was to run a business so that I could stay home and have my kids and not feel time pressure to be doing clients, not to feel pressure with earning money outside the house. I wanted to be able to be there for my kids, recover from, giving birth and enjoy that process, but then also have a way to make money for my family, because in today's world, we do need 2 income streams. So that is what we did. I got busy with building a team of staff inside my business. We built that business up with no experience to multiple 6 figures, had a team of staff that we were able to keep for a long time. And then in 2018, at the end of 2018, I sold that business for 10 times what I paid for it. That was the goal. I had just had my 3rd child and I knew it was time for a new life. I wanted to try something else. I wanted to get into mentoring. I wanted to get into coaching. And that is exactly what we did. We found a buyer. I was able to sell, transition very quickly over to being a full-time stay-at-home mum of 3 kids. And then 2020 hit and I had a little break in time to be able to just absorb what was happening, homeschool the kids. That was fun. And then I started to wonder what it would be like to go full time in having my own studio. So we built a home studio, which is where I am now, with the purpose of doing my coaching and mentoring clients on video in here, also creating videos for YouTube. And then I thought, wouldn't it be great if I put a nail table in here, start documenting the process of building a business from scratch, because I had no clients, because I live 40 minutes away from my actual business that I had sold a couple years beforehand. Document the process of what it's like to grow a home business. So that is what I did. I got busy. I followed my system that I had created for my past business plus my coaching clients, and I started to put them into place. Those action steps, it's 5 action steps I'll talk about later in other videos, but I started to put those in place, and I got really busy really quickly. And I realized that after a few months, I was starting to get burnt out. I was like, this is not going to work for me. I need to be able to cut back a little bit and really focus on what it is that I wanted to do. So that's what we've been doing this year. I was able to cut back to the days that I wanted. I'm still able to be there for the kids. I've got time for myself, and now I've got time to film my YouTube videos that I've been wanting to film for a really long time. What I really want to do on this channel is really talk about life for women over 35. So talking about business, talking about motherhood, talking about overcoming obstacles like ADHD and dyslexia, and being able to find that confidence to be able to figure out what your dream life is and go after it. And that doesn't mean, name brand cars and a big, beautiful home and all the rest of it. I'm really talking about connections with yourself, connections with the business model that you want to do, focused on family, all that kind of stuff. That is really what I'm into. Plus trying to find who I am now that I'm 40. I've stopped breastfeeding. I've stopped the baby side of having children. And I want to talk about what life is like now, what it looks like to be able to grow a business at home and still have multiple income streams, have all of these types of conversations. I want to have conversations with people about action, taking action, creating our life, doing things that we want to do, not just following the norm. I worried at such a young age about what I was going to do for a job. Because I had dyslexia, I didn't have anyone in my family that had a business that had done it successfully, especially women. I had no one to be looking at to figure out what it was that I wanted to do. It was literally Dolly magazines is all I had, and I knew that I had some limitations and I didn't know how I was going to overcome them. So at the age of 18, being able to find something that I wanted to do and then really just have the courage to figure it out as I went, that was really what pushed me to the next step. And then I happened to meet someone that was willing to do it with me as well, in my beautiful husband, and then we were able to grow that business. But it wasn't easy, and that was one of the reasons why I got into mentoring, is because I wanted to really pull back the curtain. I wanted to show people, hang on, this is possible, but this isn't all fast cars and lights and action that some business coaches out there would let you believe. And I really had to figure it out on my own, figuring out what was my purpose in my life and my business, because I was getting advice from business coaches back in the day that was telling me one thing, and I just knew deep down that it's not what I wanted to do. That wasn't why I was in business. I had my reasons, and that wasn't really acceptable to them. So I started to just go out on my own, figure it out, and I was able to build that business, create that income, and then have the family. So that's what this channel is going to be about. So my next video will be the story of how I bought my business and how I turned it into a stream of income so that I could stay home and have my babies. I will see you there.